Okay, thank you for everybody that follows these videos. And I need to basically set the stage, um, and we're going to go full circle to where uh, my point is here at the very end. Uh, on Saturday, June the 1st, Greensburg, Indiana, in southeast Indiana, Decatur County, zip code 47240, held a historic first uh, Pride event uh, called PrideFest 2024. Well, um, the event was a huge success. Easily 350 plus people in attendance, even though there was a steady rain, as the event was primarily 2 to 7 p.m. At about 6 p.m., it went from steady to very heavy for about 15 minutes. This was a first for the city, and it, it is really historic. Well, our daily newspaper, the Greensburg Daily News, did not run any stories or provide any coverage, not even just like online only, about the Pride event. And the 812, which is a regional news website slash Facebook news outlet, had no coverage of the event either. Basically, they're both kind of making excuses why they couldn't cover it, even days later, when they've been given tons of people and names of people who attended, and have even given resources for really good pictures and videos. Basically, the whole LGBTQ plus community is deliberately being censored out of the local news. It's horrible. This is history in the making, and basically, these two news outlets are just, basically taking the out of sight, out of mind approach. It is crazy, and I've always thought that, especially the Greensburg Daily News, that there was too close of a relationship between city government and the mayor and the local newspaper, and this really confirms my theory. The Greensburg Daily News is nothing more than a cheap propaganda tool for the city. Anytime there's something great or something that puts the city, the town council, the mayor, the city council, heck, even Tom Hunter in a good light, it's magically on the front page of the paper. Anything bad, corruption, fraudulent, anything bad about these people or the city, it magically is on the last or second to last page in the paper with a little blurb, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs if you're lucky on a good day. The 812, until recently, I thought that they were a real news organization, and the guy that runs it had journalistic integrity. Well, he's no different. He is, this, just like the paper, only publishing, feel good and positive stories about the region, and especially Greensburg and other small towns around here. He doesn't ever in interviews give any hard-hitting questions, just like the paper. And if he interviews, something even mildly, he interviews for something even mildly controversial, he gives softball questions. There's no hard-hitting journalism in this town or this region. So, we run a very large local Facebook group. It has just over 8,100 people right now. Um, and that's pretty good for a group that's been live just since September of last year. And we are on a growth rate to not only be the most followed local Facebook group, but probably 8-9 months from now, we're going to be in the 15,000 to 16,000 range for followers. Because like yesterday, I approved like 50, 60 people for the group. There is a lot of important subjects that are brought up in the group by people, even anonymously, that are going viral. I also share positive, motivating stories, like once or two a day, that give people something to feel good about. And several of those have went literally from like 5,000 reach or shares to one I did early in the group that got up over 20,000 on the reach. We have analytics, with running the group. And several of these positive, uplifting posts have literally just went viral and blew up, more than we would ever expect. I've been talking back and forth with the guy that runs the 812. He's making every excuse in the book, why he didn't cover it, making excuses why he can't do it now, and when I present him with facts that he has also, denied coverage for Batesville Pride events, he swears that, he's on the up and up and he was just busy and, that he was part of the Batesville Inclusion Council. But if he was part of that group, he's, at this point, cares more about his public image and he's lost his way. In response to the Greensburg Daily News and the 812 not covering this Pride event, which only happened a couple days ago, and most likely them not covering the Batesville Pride event, which is coming up soon, I'm no longer sharing 812 or Greensburg Daily News content in our large Facebook group, my Facebook, or my Twitters. I'm not going to support news organizations that do not have journalistic integrity or a sound set of ethics, and basically, news groups that ignore history because they're afraid of a little controversy. It's horrible. What we got going on here with A12 and the Greensburg Daily News is really comparable to state-owned media in Russia, North Korea, or China. Everything in these dictators or communist papers and media is all about how the leaders are so great and they are loved by everybody, and that the West is weak, and that's basically the flow of what goes on in them tightly controlled countries within the state-owned media. Well, what they're doing here with the Daily News and the 812, it's the same thing, basically. It's their activities and them denying coverage of this historic Pride event, this huge LGBTQ plus event, is very comparable to what happens with state media. And basically, I really believe with their tight relationship with local city government, most likely both of them, probably getting fed stories, there is a false narrative that's being pushed here that basically, like this event was not successful, it wasn't worth covering, or like no one showed up. And basically, these LGBTQ plus people in the community, it's kind of like the Jim Crow stuff. They're being whitewashed out of recent history, out of sight, out of mind. It didn't happen. So yeah, if you really care about news and not getting the Fox News, Bill O'Reilly, no spin zone crap, I really implore you to not support the Greensburg Daily News or the 812 until they remedy this situation. Any support of them or subscriptions is basically, saying that what they're doing is okay. And what they're doing, it's not American. It's not good journalism, hard-hitting journalism. It is propaganda at its best. So I don't want to ramble too long here, but yeah, I'm just giving everybody a heads up, and hopefully this will open people's eyes to the crap that these local news groups are doing. So thank you for your time, and have a great day.